Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you all for joining us today. My name is Rashmita, and I'm the event planner for Microsoft Reactor India. This session will run over the next 60 minutes, including Q&A. But before we begin today's session, please take a moment to read our code of conduct. We are all here to learn together, so please be respectful of other people's views. Be kind and considerate in the way you engage. The chat section will be open throughout, and we do encourage you all to participate. So please feel free to drop all your questions in the chat section. I would now like to welcome Goloknath, our speaker for today's session. Goloknath has over 14 plus years of experience in both technical and functional roles, specializing in digital transformation project using Microsoft Dynamics 365 Power Platform. But for now, I will hand over to Goloknath to begin the session. Let me bring him into the stream. There you go. Uh, your presentation is up and the floor is all yours.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Rasmita, and thanks everyone for joining this session to discuss about the today's topic, configuring Copilot agents in Dynamics 365. And in that note, let's move on. This is just as part of the normal ritual, I will say. It's all about me. You can see I'm a Microsoft MVP, XYZ, whatever things you can see in the screen. I don't want to go on to that. Let's go deep dive into understanding how what is actually agents in Dynamics 365, how it is helping in. Basically, we if you see the link we provided, it's all about digital contact centers, but along with that we will see how it is across in Dynamics 365 ecosystem also it is helping up to some extent. Let's start with that, the same Microsoft Learn module. Okay, so before that, just to give insights, this is the link which I provided everyone to know about. This is the topic we will discuss today: work with Dynamic 365 Contact Center IVR, and there are different modules you can see. Okay, so first let's understand how Dynamics 365 Contact Center and what is the architecture and other things are there, so that to give a end-to-end view before going for the configuration or anything if we wish to do. Okay, so now if you can see in this slide, let me make it full screen. If you can see in this slide, this is the architecture of Dynamics 365 Contact Center. You can get this link in Microsoft Learn from Microsoft Learn also. If you can see, um it is having different steps. Okay, steps means if you see there is a customer, if customer is first interacting and starting to reach out to any organization, okay, so they will call using certain number, right? It's a standard process. They normally call either 1800 some number or some dedicated number actually they call. Okay, maybe like 1234 1234 something. Sometimes we saw, right, this kind of funny number also. So this is all about, it's a dedicated number, and how exactly that dedicated number is interacting with our Dynamics 365 Contact Center. This diagram is exactly saying that. If you can see the customer is talking, that means there is a uh, end user who is connecting to any PSTN. You know what is the full form is PSTN, in public switching telephone network. Who is the network provider? Any PSTN provider will first give you certain number. Okay, in this case Microsoft Dynamics 365 Contact Center, you can get the number also from Microsoft also has its PSTN number providing facility. If you can if you want, you can get that number from Microsoft also. But again, it's all about it depends on different geolocation. Okay, some geolocations Microsoft number or license is not permitted. In that case, you have to ride on their respective telcos. Okay, So for example, I'm saying in Singapore point of view, I'm based out of Singapore. In this case, we rely on Singtel or Star or whoever it may be, the provider. Okay. So PSTN switching with the PSTN will talk to, you can see there is a controller which is called session border control, okay, SBC. Okay, what is the work of SBC? SBC also, it is managed by the provider side, basically the PSTN side. So session border control will talk to Azure SBC. Actually this one will give you more detail insights, actually how the pricing is all about breaking, right? Maybe I will just go through this. If you see, PSTN network is talking to session border controller, then SESA's border controller is talking to Microsoft SBC Edge. Okay, Microsoft SBC Edge is talking to uh, different VoIP, and you can see over VoIP or Edge, it is talking to ACS, which is Azure Communication Services. Okay, now Azure Communication Services is the voice carrier from Microsoft Azure ecosystem. Then it is moving to Dynamics 365, which is having the capability of agent, which we are talking Power Virtual Agent and automated call distribution. All these rules are there. So now in this diagram, what it is showing, now high level we understand a PSTN. PSTN is connecting to SBC, Session Border Controller, and Session Border Controller is talking to Azure SBC, and then our communication services are coming. Azure Communication Services, ACS. And what is the work of ACS? If you can see, signaling and routing, media processing. This is the SIP signaling. If you can see, there is a SIP signaling is happening. There is non-SIP process is this. Now media control, this is the media control. If you can see, this is the media control is there, and signaling, routing and media processing is happening over here. So next, our ACS is connected to Dynamics 365 contact center. Okay, so Dynamics 365 contact center, what exactly it is having? A Dynamics orchestrator is there, where call orchestration, agent assignations, ASR, TTS, STT, all this capability, it's a standard telco, contact center features. Normally they look. Then Dataverse is there. Anyways, we know Dataverse is the underlying layer. Then intelligent routing and agent assist is there. Then that talking through, we are talking about agent, right? Our agents is Copilot Studio agents we are using. You can see admin bot authoring, then IVR logic will be implemented over there. Then Power Automate is all about the linking with different systems if you want to talk. So that's what is all about the Power Automate. Now then comes our conversational app, which is in the front screen. And that front screen, if you can see whatever the UI we see, I will show actually how exactly UI is looking as part of the demo. So if you can see, this is end-to-end communication, how exactly direct routing happen in Dynamics 365 contact center. Okay, so if you can see end-to-end in this picture, it is having full flash capacity from your telephone till your omni-channel capability. If you can see here, also it has capability of CRM embedding. So now why I'm saying the CRM embedding, I will go next actually on this explaining. This one we discussed. Let me so go back to this screen. If you see right here, Dynamics 365, in Dynamics 365, if you want to enable Dynamics 365 contact center, how you will do? Before that, let me tell how exactly why I was saying CRM and other things. Okay, so if you can see Dynamics 365 customer service module, okay, so if you have Dynamics 365 customer service module, right, if whoever using enterprise module, they have this Dynamics 365 customer service enterprise, and this is premium. Let's say if you are upgrading the capability of Dynamics 365 enterprise to premium, then if you see, scroll down, Dynamics 365 contact center entitlement or licenses, everything you are getting. Okay, so that is one of the way to ride on Dynamics 365 contact center. So we discussed how the architecture, then now I am thinking I want to buy. Okay, After buying, how I will use that, we will go. So I am following that sequence in the user journey point of view. Okay, so if you see here, now I want to buy. If I want to buy, there are two options. You can go for customer service enterprise. Let's say if you have existing CRM, dynamic CRM license, you just upgrade with the differential or minimal top off, then you are getting the dynamics 365 contact center as your offering. Okay, or else there is another way. How another way? Let's say you don't want CRM, you have already using any other CRM. Let's say you are using Salesforce, let's say you are using Oracle, Sibyl, and anything else. You want to use Dynamics 365 Contact Center. That's now the beauty is it is agnostic. You can go for Dynamics 365 Contact Center independently. This is what you have to go for licensing if you want to use Dynamics 365 Contact Center as an independent component. Okay, so you here, if you notice, there is a top up addition. If you top up, you will get Dynamics 365 Contact Center. And if you want independently to leverage on Dynamics 365 Contact Center, you definitely can go in this. Okay, so if you see, there is a price difference. That is, top up is little bit cheaper, but if you want to standalone, it's a standalone cost. But if you see, this includes end to end, one all in one solution. If you can see, there is mentioned 1 2 3, right? If I click this, if you see, then a discount price available purchased in customer service enterprise license, which I just explained to you. Okay, so Copilot Studio for messaging, contact center voice capability from Azure Communication Services, which I just mentioned. Also ACS has that capability. So now, coming back, let's say you don't want Dynamics 365 contact center end to end. Some want only omni-channel capability, or some want only voice capability, only telephonic capability. So that also you can get. If you can see, this is your voice capability, and this is your omni-channel capability, which is contact center digital. Okay, so if you see here, it is only those 1 and 2 will be applicable. Okay, because here no contact center telephony provider is required in this case, especially in digital case, and where here it's all about telephony. Okay, so this is where the price segregation, just to highlight. Now after understanding my architecture, I want to buy the license. How I will buy, this is what I explained. Now moving towards, after I bought, how, or let's say I want to test, how I will do. If let's say you don't want to buy, you want to test from your end, then definitely you can go ahead with the trial licenses, like I'm just showing you as part of this demo. Also I'm leveraging that. Okay, so if you can go to the try for free, whatever the products, if you can see, there is a list of products are available, right? Let's say you want to enable customer service, you can do, or else you can see there is a standalone contact center is there. You just fill your official mail ID, because it cannot be a standard generic domain. You have to put your official mail ID, or any domain irrespective of your standard domains, which is like Gmail, Yahoo, and all those things. Okay, so once you sign up for that, then your contact center will be ready. If you can see, this is what you will see when your contact center workspace will be ready. Okay, which I am presenting in my screen. After you have contact center ready, you will see there is a contact center workspace after your licenses and everything is there. Okay, so if you can see what are the components, it is the status, it is showing that my availability. I just click that. If you can see, it's a presence, its present status it is showing. This is all about, if you can see, this is from knowledge search. This is if you want to add any agent script, because in contact center, right, we need, sometimes agents need guidance, because agents cannot remember the scripts. In contact center normally, what happen actually in contact centers, the managers give script them to read out. Okay, so that script in they can embed in using agent scripts here. They can just read out the script based on the customer, and scripts can be auto populated and it can be contextualized. Okay, so now coming back to Copilot, whenever you want to ask any questions, you can definitely put here your questions and to ask for the summarization. Okay, so let's say you want to following can we summary of the following. I don't have anything because I just created a trial, right? So just try out. So you put your questions. So when you put your questions, prompt definitely it will ask, because here I don't have any context, it cannot give. It's a standard Copilot capability. I am not going to explain Copilot thing, that's why I'm just showing these features are available. If you can see, then there is a customer service history. What are the navigations are available? If you can see customer service history, if you click this, you can see there is a customer service history. Whatever the past history is available, you can see here. Okay, then agent view, you can see there is a Power BI dashboard is getting loaded. Let this load. So okay, if you can see what are the different agents and how many cases are there and other things, right? You can see it is showing in this. Okay, okay, if let's say how many cases Renelo handle last 6 months. Okay, let me reiterate. Okay, anyways, this one I'm just trying as it is a trial. So but if you can see, you can ask the questions, and to know more you can also get the insights actually. Okay, so if you can see, there are different agents are available and how many cases they have. Now coming back to customer service knowledge analysis, customer service historical data we understand, then knowledge analytics also available. In knowledge analytics point of view, if you click here, you can see your insights, your article insights, you can get your term insights also. Okay, if you can see, there is insights are available. I'm just zooming out. Okay, so if you see, these are the insights, search count, average search rank, and other things are there, because it's a search term insights, right? If you want to get the article insights, you can get. So basically, which knowledge article maximum people view, maximum visitors view, and those kind of insights it is giving. Okay, so this is all about the analytics part. Your omni-channel historical data, let's say if you want to see the omni-channel historical data, you can see how much in the conversation, what is in the queue, and how about the agent interactions, how is the bot interactions, you can see over here. Okay, you can see here in this incoming conversations, engaged conversations, abandon rate, average speeds, and all these are there. And your queue items are over here. Incoming sessions, engaged sessions are available. And your agents, you can see how many sessions and all are available here. Okay, so this is omni-channel historical, and this is all about the omni-channel real time. I don't have anything because I recently created this. This is all about the queues, and then I don't want to go for this is all about the personalization. If you want to personalize your contact center, you can use this. Okay, you can do your sound setting. Let's say contact center agents are there, right? If let's say you are using any headphone and you are talking to contact center, you are talking to customer, then definitely as an agent you need to do your sound setting and all relevant things. So those things you basically can do all this. Okay, so this is all about your personalization. Then social profiles, here about the, you can see the social profiles. I don't have anything at this point of time. And activities is nothing but whatever the interactions you do. be it email, be it SMS, be it Facebook, be it whatever the channels you are doing the interactions, right? All will be tracked here. Okay. So then nothing but these are the standard dynamics. Those who knows dynamics, it's a contacts, account, knowledge articles, knowledge search. Then templates are available. Then service activities are available. Okay. So if you see, it's having complete call contact center capabilities. If you see here, what of which there are different apps are available. You can see contact center workspace, contact center admin center. If I go to, this is what we are seeing now, contact center workspace. Okay. If I go to contact center admin center, you can see what are the different configurations you can do in contact centers. Okay. So if you can see, I'm setting up now contact center. I just created a trial environment. I'm setting up my services. Okay. I'm adding agents. I'm creating chat queues. I'm creating my streams. I'm creating my channels. I'll go ahead defining my routing. Okay. So I just want to go through from scratch so that you will understand end to end. Let's see is as part of the demo how much we can cover within the time. So if you can see, it is creating all the relevant streams. Okay. So if you can see, it is created voice work stream. It is getting a phone number, cannot, because as I mentioned, it's a trial. I don't have any Azure Communication Services account so far. That's why it cannot get any phone number to talk on that. Okay. So if I go further, uh, okay, I'm skipping voice setup for the timing, because as I mentioned, as we saw the architecture diagram, right, we need ACS. Okay, which I presented you, right? Azure Communication Services required to talk to the voice. Or you can use also your Teams as a channel. If you want to plug, you can use also Teams as a channel. That's another way you can do. So if you can see, it is finalizing. Okay, agent desktop URL. This is now agent desktop URL. Now I'm opening contact center. Okay, so if you can see, test the chat services, prepare, open agent tab. I'm opening my agent tab. This is the workspace which we just saw few time before, right? What are the work item, my work item, and other things we can see if anything is there. Now I opened that, that's why I don't have nothing much. Okay, so this is contact center admin center. It's all about, it's not like this much only, it's one shot we configured this. You can manage your chat setup, you can manage, you can add this widget to any custom page. Let's say I want to add this to any HTML page, right? You can just copy this script, embed this to the HTML page, what location you want. Let's say you see in this screen also, let's chat, it's mentioned, right? It's embedded in this position. That's why you can see this. So similarly, you can add in your respective position. So now coming back, search admin settings. You can see this is the search admin settings. You have user management, skills serve, all this. You can see there are hell lot of activities actually, to be very honest. You can see user management are available. Skills serve, it's a skills based model. You can skill based routing also you can do. You can see there is a preferred agent routing also there. Then productivity reach messages are available. Then presence, as I mentioned, there is a presence. You can see actually whether that person is available, busy or available or whatever it may be, out of office or something like that. You can, that's what it will give you presence. Basically it's a Microsoft Teams presence. Okay, so that also you can see. Then there are guided channels. If you can go for these guided channels, you can see you can create your own guided channel setup. Okay, let's say I'm just putting a test channel. Some marketing ads. Okay, 1 minute. Let me go to which one? Guided channel. Guided channel. Start. Setup. Test. Setup. I'm just putting anything like test. Okay, what type of channel you want to set up? Let's say I want to set up the chat channel. Let's set up. Okay, continue setup. You can set up your own. So create user account with whom you want to create, you define, then you assign the respective security role, you define a specific queue if you want to do so. After setting up the queue, you can go ahead and creating the channel. So it's basically, you see what are the persons or users to add, so you can select who you want to add in the chat queue. So that's how you can create. Okay, so now coming to this guided channel. So you see this is in progress because I left in between. With interest of time, I want to cover a lot of things. So now coming to customer support, it is a customer support's overview. You can see how many users, skilled or capacity. Then user management, you can see these are the skills based, skills up, capability profile, and all these are there. And here comes your bots. Okay, if you want, you can add your Copilot bot over here. Okay, so you add here, you can connect to existing bot, or if you want you can click create a new. I just put it test. Okay, sorry, space not allowed. I'm putting this language, I'm putting English only. Add voice bot. If you want to make it voice bot, you can add voice bot. Okay, just I tick mark just to show something different. Okay, so if you can see, it is, this is how you can create your own bots and agents. Let's say, sometimes in contact center, if you are talking, and when immediately you call to contact center, there may be not much people available to pick the call, and in this specific situation you may need, you want some response and nobody is available. You are already in the call, waiting in the IVR last 5 minutes or 7 minutes. Definitely you will get irritated. So in that context, this voice bot, which is backed by generative AI, definitely it can backed by Copilot, it will help you to give, it can give you better answer in comparison to traditional bot or charts which we are using. Okay, so that's where the voice bot is all about in this case. If let's say really you have any concern which bot cannot answer, then you can route to real time agent. That's kind of scenario actually you can use the voice bots. Okay, so now coming back to channels, if you can see there are different channels are available. You can define which channel you want to integrate. Like you can see voice, chat, social media also, you can see Facebook, Line, WeChat, whatever things you want to integrate, you have to do. For me now it is not configured, because if you see just in front of you only, I created this trial instance. Okay, I think there are some issues, that's why it is not doing, but you can go ahead configuring details on that. So now coming back to channels we discussed. Okay, there are different channels. Channels also having different features. If you can see, you want to record, sometimes it's a, you are, if you notice in any contact center, if you call, they always say this call is recorded for quality purposes and XYZ. So basically they can track down what is the performance, how you are performing, how you are means how the agent is performing and how agent is answering the questions, those kind of thing. So okay, so that's all about the recording. So where the recording will store and other things, so that one I'm not going in that at this point of time in the discussion. So recording you can do. Okay, so then next is your charts, and recording definitely helps whenever any manager want to record playback later. Let's say sometimes you notice people say, okay, I call your agent did not answer me, routed to this that and told something wrong. In that context, right, the contact center analyst person can go back and listen the recording again to track back actually the fact finding kind of thing. So in that also it helps. So this is all about the recording. Then chart is all about, as you know, it's a chart capability. You can add the charts. And then messaging, your message can be in the social media, it can be SMS. Okay. So whatever the provider pipelines you have to add, you have to respective, you have to configure those. Okay, those channels. Let's say you want to add a channel. If let's say you want to add any channel, you add the channel. Let's say I want to add the Facebook channel. If you can see, this is the Facebook. If I'm adding Facebook, it is asking me to add a Facebook account. Okay, so if I click this add Facebook account, it will, you have to pass the account information over here. Okay, so you have to add the detailed information. So this is where actually you can configure your different channels. Okay, so now coming your voice, as I mentioned, you can use, it's giving you actually independent capacity. Basically, if you want to use voice from, as I mentioned, Azure Communication Services, ACS, you can use from Microsoft. If you have already defined or invested already any provider, voice provider, let it be Genesis, let it be Nice, let it be Cisco, anything, you can plug that also. Okay, so that's also you can do. Then now coming back to accounts, messaging accounts and phone numbers, other things you can do. Okay, so this is all about your channels. Now coming back to queue, because queue and routing logics are important, right? If you see, the next is routing. The routings are there actually. If you can see, there is a disclaimer: the routing diagnostic feature is going to be deprecated. So anyways, we have, but this is not going to deprecate it. Okay, so preferred agent routing, you can see skill based routing, as I mentioned just a few time before. There is a skill based routing, there is preferred agent routing. Let's say you want to talk to X person, you discussed last month Mr. X, I want to talk to Mr. X, so you can route to the preferred agent. So accordingly you can do your configuration. Okay, so this is all about the enabling. If I enable this preferred agent routing, accordingly I have to do my rules. Okay, so you have to put your assignment logic and all the details. Okay, so that is all about the preferred routing. Then skill based routing. Skill based routing means, let's say you want to talk to specific talk in different language, and all agent maybe don't know that language. Okay, so in that case you need certain skill person, you need to talk. Let's say who knows specific language, you can only talk to those person. So in that case it will be skill based routing. Then record based record routing, it's a managed unified routing. And record routing based on the it will be distributed actually. So these you can define that rule. Then intelligent classification, intelligent skill finders. Then next is sentiment based routing. This is in preview. Actually this is what exactly this is bringing into the picture. So if you have any in case the customer is not satisfied, customer uh, has any problem, in that case uh, let's say customer is saying I have a negative, he has a, or she has certain negative sentiment, something I did not, last agent did not perform well and so on, so whatever things. Based on that, actually if you want to route to its higher authority or who is looking into the quality part and respective person, you can route that. This is called sentiment based routing. Okay, so this is what its machine learning algorithm is used. So it is in preview. This is really one of the features looking into it. So these, and not only that, if you can see effort based routing also there. Okay, that's to predict the effort needed to complete service request. Let's say there is a service request is there and you want this service request need to be executed what the this trained person or this kind of person. So in that case it's a effort based routing. Now coming back, work streams. Work streams is all about, if you can see, live chat work stream. Let me open this. If you can see how exactly it's all about. You can add a bot over here. Okay, you can see there is an option. You can create your own rule set. You can add bots also, and how the work stream will be there, and what is the fallback queue and other things you can define over here. Okay, so this is what is all about your work stream. Now coming to customer settings, let's say some kind of sometime you want to uh, the numbers can be blocked, you know. Numbers, if you wish, you can block also. Sometimes you notice there is a repetitive spam call from certain number. That number will be blocked. If that number is getting blocked, how you want to unblock that number? So that kind of thing is your that is all about. This setting is talking about that actually. If any block number, you can review and you can unblock. Let's say that number is really a person, and due to any reason it become blocked, you can do that validation. Okay, the verification. You can see geolocation, phone music, what kind of music you want to play, when call, hold, and call wait. So basically what I'm trying to highlight, if you see, it has end to end configuration setting, which typically we say a term that is called CCAS, contact center as a service. Okay, so it from IVR to your voice bot to agents and your omni-channel capability communication till the closure. Okay, it is all about your outbound setting, automated messages, all these things. Then agent point of view, how it is helping. The agent point of view, agent experience, this is all about the agent experience point of view. Okay, your email template and other relevant information, right? Knowledge, and how, as we saw in the very first slide, right? Agent, there is a guidance. Okay, agent scripts will be there. So that is all about the agent experience point of view. Okay, so if you can see, there are a lot of workspace, lot of informations are available. Okay, now coming back to productivity, if you can see Copilot for questions and emails. Definitely there is a Copilot is there. Let's say you want to reply some email, automatically Copilot help to write the email content. Okay, that email content can be you can means you here refers to, let's say, agent can correct it, agent can amend, and accordingly they can send it across. But I have to write a two let's say 1,000 words email. That 1,000 words definitely is going to take me 15-20 minutes. It's already got within some fraction of second. I just need to do the course correction before triggering the email. That's one of the beauty actually. If you can see the Copilot, this is where actually it helps the saves the time of the agents. Okay, not only that, it's summarize. Let's say sometimes you attended one agent, and the customer is saying, you received a new customer, you never discussed with that, but you want to know. You can see in the system there is already 10 times of interaction already done. You don't have time actually on call. You will scroll down, right? Check all the interactions past. So you can ask to summary what happened with the past interaction and what is the next action item pending. So that's where is all about the summary helps. Okay, so the profiles, the message formatting, all these are there, and all these articles also available. Now if you can see, the collaboration capability is also there, embedded chat teams, and you can see join a teams call, meeting integration using teams, all these are available. And then last but not the least, operational insights, how the agent performed, how the customer behavior, what is the sentiment of the customer, how is the response from the customer, all those kind of thing. Okay, insights. So these are all from operational standpoint also you can get. Okay, so it is free. You can see the free trial, and here field organization don't have access to insight setting. Its message is very pretty and clear. Okay, so that's what is all about. Contact center, admin center, a contact center, admin center point of view. So if you see, when we install contact center, we will get two kind of thing mostly. Okay, contact center, admin center, and contact center workspace. Workspace is mostly the agents will work in the workspace space, whereas admin can do the relevant all configuration, all settings, and all relevant informations. Okay, now coming back to other Dynamics 365, but before that, I okay If you want to see, if you notice, actually this account got created, Dynamics Contact Center installed. Actually, where you will see that in installed and other things, I think everyone almost knows. It's you can go and check in Power Platform Admin Center. If you don't know, you can go to admin.powerplatform.microsoft.com. You can see your environments got created. Okay, so if you can see, I have created all this. Okay, so if you can see, I created just some time before. Okay, so that's why I can show you fresh, so that I want to give the feeling of the fresh things, how you start from scratch. It's not like I already built in and I'll just go through you. Okay, so if you can see contact center trials, here it is installed. Okay, I also installed survey, sales, marketing, everything. So now coming back to our learn module, I'm going back to our learn module. So as part of the learn module, we discussed work with Dynamics 365 contact center. Okay, how you will work with Dynamics. I'm just closing this. If I start from, you can start by clicking the start button, or you can continue one module. You can individually also start. So I'm going through one by one module. I'm duplicating this. Okay, I click the start button. So if you see, now I can fast track, I can go ahead on this module, actually what we covered so far. If you can see, this is all about the write-up. I already provided this link. You can go ahead and check overview Dynamics Contact Center, which I just show you demo. You can see the same thing, how exactly it is the Exen Service Center, operational efficiency, it is brinking, it has intelligence, it has unified routing agents, all these capabilities which we already saw, and how administration capabilities also there we saw. And admin center, contact center, admin center, this one also we saw. Okay, we saw how to set up and other things, right? If you can see the call center setup, it's all about set up a call center in Salesforce. As I mentioned, it is agnostic. You can use Dynamics 365 CRM, or you can use any CRM, be it Salesforce, be it uh, SAP CRM, be it Siebel CRM, anything else. Okay, so this is all about this learn module which I mentioned. This has the steps, actually how you set up with the Salesforce. Okay, you can download this contextual definition file. You can follow the steps it's mentioned, and you can set the soft phone, the phone point of view. Okay, then you use the contact center workspace, which I just explained, I just showed. Okay, there is the different connectors are available. Now this is the last, is the question and answer part. Okay, when you finish this, I just randomly filling up to move ahead the next step. Okay, next step, complete this module, you can go ahead next. So this is module 1. The next module is voice channel. In, you can see next module in the learning path, right? You can see deploy voice channel in Dynamics by customer service. So you start with this voice channel, which you can deploy, as I mentioned, the PSTN and other things which I just shown you in a summary view, so that you will understand how the interactions are happening. So you can follow the steps. Actually, I think whatever I explained, it's all about covered almost, how the processes are there. So you can follow the steps, actually detailed steps here, to provision voice channels and other things, because it's required you to provision the voice channels. If you can see, in customer service it is doing, right, the voice channel provisioning. So you can go ahead this, but if you remember, we got the error because we don't have voice channel provision on that. Okay, so unified routing and work distribution, how exactly it happens, if you can see here, it is mentioned voice calls, queues and agents. Okay, you can create your queues, you can create all these informations, then you set up your voice stream. When the voice stream comes, you can go ahead, and then call routing is happening. After your call routing settings, here you can see, you can put the conditions, what condition, how you will configure, how you set up the routing rules. You can see different languages also, you can set up skills based, which I just give an example, right? You are in different languages, how you will talk. and because the customer, let's say for example, don't understand the specific language, then in that case you want the person who knows that language. That you may have 10 contact center agents, out of them 2% only knows, let's say I'm telling 2% only knows Mandarin, so I can route this call to only those 2%. I cannot route to remaining 8% because they don't know. Okay, that's what the challenge is all about, and this is where the beauty is all about, your skills based routing. Okay, so make receive customer calls and other things. These are actually parameters. Normally every call, whoever is working in contact center, I assume most likely they know all these parameters or features. You say hold, mute, call transfer, call barging, and all these keywords. And agents will go AHT, holding time, and other things as part of the KPI monitoring. I'm not going into that part. So this is all you can do using Dynamics REST. You see the recordings, right? Recordings, it will be tracked after the end of the call. You will see this kind of recording will be available to replay, to check. Even you can download the transcripts also, who told what. Okay, that's what you can see. Okay, now coming back to next, historical analysis, reports at call insights, you can get. Then omni-channel historical analysis, which we just saw also very first time, if you remember. You can see all these details over here. Okay, now next, it's a standard ritual, Azure Communication Services. I'm just randomly selecting something. Let's move on. This one is wrong. Okay, by the way. So now complete this module. You can proceed to next. Deploy a SMS channel. Okay, SMS channel also, if you notice, we discussed about how we configure the social media is all about. So now if you see prerequisite ID is SMS, configure phone number, you have to define a CS number and all the details. If you can see, you have to configure the work stream, which we saw. Actually you have to go ahead, configure detailed steps. You can go ahead configuring the details work stream, then routing, how you want to route, and your classifications. Okay, you can route to queue also, you can put the conditions. So now any additional settings you can configure, like sessions, bots, and agent notification, all these things. Okay, so just am with interest of time, I'm just filling this. Okay, now this part is covered. This part, why? Okay, you may thinking why I'm just moving ahead, because this thing we saw the demo. I just want to go ahead to the next step, which is pending. We can go ahead with that. Social media channel also we saw, right? We how to configure. If you can see, these are the social media channels. Actually, if you remember, we went ahead, right? In the, if you see here, contact center, admin center, there is a channel. Okay, you remember we went, there are channels. Okay, here channels, you can go ahead, channels, manage channels, you go ahead here to configure all the social medias. Okay, okay, for us it was error because we, please verify that you have followed the correct steps. Okay, I think some issue. So anyways, once it is done, you will see all these messaging accounts and all this information. You can configure a Facebook channels and all the, whatever the channel you wish, you can do. You can see Facebook, definitely it will ask you application ID and secret. It's a standard, everyone ask. Actually the tokens and all you have to pass. Then you configure the work stream, you configure the agent, and then this is all about the line configuration. Okay, configuration line, how you will do. So okay, so I'm going back to this. If you see, as part of this workshop, what are the things? Contact center we started, voice channel, Copilot, multi voice agents. Okay, let's see this. Set up a Copilot Studio agent for voice. Now, if you see Copilot agent, deploy the necessary extension. What you have to do, you have to go to settings, you have to do to voice, then you can see here in the voice you have to follow these settings, because once this is done you have to set up the handoff to customer service application, how the handoff will happen and other things. You can go to Azure portal. I don't have Azure credits to be very honest. That's the reason I cannot show this, but definitely you can go, you can follow the steps it's mentioned, register the app, then you can see, you can put the redirect URL. Then after we configure the redirect URL, you can transfer the conversation, okay, where the handoff will happen and other things, OCS and all. Basically you follow the steps. It's all about registering in Azure. Then you can set up, because ACS is sitting in uh, your Azure communication service, that's why you have to set up in Azure, okay. So after that you set up your voice. Then this step, I if you remember we saw already previously how to add an agent. You add bot and accordingly you can put your rules. That's what you can configure your agent, okay. So this is all about how you configure your agent on uh, Dynamics 365, okay. So then later other parts, it's like managing topics and other things. This is part of your Copilot Studio. We are not going to discuss this in this, but if you know, I am just roughly showing. You can go to your Copilot Studio, you can see, right? You can go ahead. Once your bot is created, you can go ahead, you can add your agents and then you follow the steps. You add your topics, subtopics and all these information, basically your topics. Okay, you click here, new agent. Also you can see basically whatever the agents is created, it's from there only, okay. So so this is how actually you can go ahead, and I'm not going to cover here the Copilot Studio demo as such. This one maybe we'll discuss later, how you will configure the Copilot Studio, then the workflows, how you will configure different agent work, Copilot Studio steps and other thing, chart answers and all these things. I'm not going to cover this at this point of time, but definitely in the next time onwards. So in that note, that's all from my end. I'm trying to highlight, and if you can see this agent is coming up. After that you can go ahead, do your workflow and all relevant things, okay. So yeah, that's what is all about. You can see knowledges are there, you can add the knowledge here. What is the source? You can add the topics which we discussed. You can add your topics and other things. You see there are few topics are there, you can add the topics. Then you add your actions. What after topic, what topic will do what action, what activity, and what are the different channels you want to plug. So it's quite straightforward and anyone can definitely go and try, okay. That's what is all about from my end for today's session. Any questions? I cannot see any questions in the chat so far. So Rasmita, if no questions, over to you.
Yeah, there's no question at the moment, but I'm sure people might reach out to you. And in
Yeah.
case if anybody wants to reach out to Goloknath, his social handle is already up on the meetup page. So please feel free to reach out to him. But thank you once again, Goloknath, for hosting this session. And thank you all for joining us today. Please scan the QR code and do share your feedback. Today's event ID is 25132. Also, please feel free to use the Learn module link. This will give you access to additional resources to take your learning further. Thank you all once again and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.